Let me get it together, yo. Trump just got shot. No Twitter going crazy. Uh oh. Let's see if Jamie lied. Oh yeah, he lied. I gotta call Jamie.
his speech watching these trees with binoculars. Now, that looks to be where possibly the gunfire was coming from.
Okay.
Because when we got to safe ground and I looked up, I saw the snipers with gunfire ringing out. So they were shooting back at something or someone. So as far as I can tell, that's where I believe that it was coming from. Again, we don't know who was in camouflage.
We do not know.
Who was blending in with the trees. Who was outside the gates that didn't have to go through Secret Service security methods to get into the gates. The people here, patriotic, loving, caring Americans. The people outside the gates, demons, evil, trying to take down President Trump. This is a breaking news, historic situation, fluid situation right now.
Somebody coming after President Trump.
Joining us, shots fired at President Trump. He dropped down. We don't know if he dropped down for cover or if he dropped down because he was shot. Secret Service covered him. They lifted him up. He fist bumped.
He fist bumped us.
Me and Nikki at the same time. Said, "Oh, thank
where you calling from?"
God."
Yes.
The crowd roared.
I don't know. All I seen was blood on his ear and on his face. Hey, are you voting for Trump now? I said, are you voting for Trump now? Okay.
Cheered. We were all, the crowd was on the ground. People ducked.
He said, no, man, I'm not voting for Trump. You can see they're trying to take him out and he's still not going to vote for Trump. That's what's wrong with this country. Yeah, what's up? This conscientious?
You want me to vote for him because he got shot?
If you can't see, why do you think that somebody would shoot at him? Why do you think? Answer the question. Answer the question. Why do you think they would shoot at him? Why do you think they would shoot at? Why do you think they would shoot at him? Use your fucking mind. I hear you.
Ground. We went immediately under the risers here.
Yes. You're so fucking stupid you can't see why they want to take him out because he's exposing shit. Ladder, what's the name where you come from?
We're not going to talk.
Well, I'm not talking to a dumbass. I can't talk to dumbass. I can't talk to people that can't see. What do you mean an inside job? A deep state job? What do you mean an inside job?
Like somebody in his camp has to be doing that.
Why would that have to be somebody in his camp? Them girls just said somebody, the snipers were shooting at somebody.
Okay, so Jamie got mad at me. He got a couple.
He comes out there late all the time.
That's me talking. I guess you can't really hear.
Oh, I don't. Yeah, it's inside job. I got another call coming in. Thank you for the call, there, conscience. Wake your ass up. Ladder, what's your name? Where you calling?
Hey, Jamie, what happened?
They shot at Trump, man. Looked like they hit him in the ear. Yeah, looked like they hit him.
No shit.
Yeah, you ain't watching the show?
Lord. That's exactly what I was trying to say to you.
Put supper on. Lisa came in there and told me that they had open gunfire there.
Yeah.
I had my cell phone in my hand.
You got it on the TV?
I didn't even bring my cell phone. I just ran for cover, and all I could do it was get to where I was.
Okay, so breaking news. They are saying it looked like potentially, possibly, his ear could have been hit. We don't know this as a fact. Again, everything is speculation, but this is something that was told to us as a possibility. We pray that that's not the case. If it is, we pray that he's going to be okay. That would be what we've been told so far. It is a moving situation. It is a hot situation right now. Everything is everything is in motion, and we don't know what the next minute will bring. We just know that we're bringing you the straight from the source facts that we have as we have them, and the police are now scanning the area and getting everybody out safely. We will be the next
so they might not even
our families and friends. We are safe, we are fine, but we are praying for.
New CoverGirl Eye Enhancer 3D Mascara. Up and out volume effect. Curl, lift, fan. No lash curler needed. 3D lashes from every angle. From CoverGirl.
At an event like that, talk about some of the security precautions that you're aware of at events like this one.
I went to every rally Donald Trump held in 2015 and 2016. I know Rachel is on the ground right now for ABC at this event, but I can tell you from any one of these rallies, Secret Service is intense. Everybody is going through a magnetometer. Think about when you go to the airport. Anybody that has a bag, your bag is inspected. If you have any liquids, they sometimes would make you pour them out, almost like boarding an airplane. That's what everybody at home should be thinking about right now with these rallies. It is so secure. And we must remember, too, Donald Trump is unique in the sense that he has had Secret Service protection since the late 2015, early 2016, even before he became the Republican nominee in that contest. Now, here in this situation, he has protection for two reasons. One, being the presumptive Republican nominee, but obviously as a former president, he has those protections too with. So everything that you can imagine for the Secret Service right now is one, evaluating how this could have happened, but also, let's be clear. You know, we've been talking about how close we are to the election, but there is still such a significant amount of time to go. And you have to imagine now, both for campaigns led by Donald Trump and for President Joe Biden's campaign. Look, these are events that both men have to be doing consistently for the next several weeks and months leading up to November. You have to imagine, as tight as security is at these events already, this is going to cause a massive reevaluation with.
All right, John Santucci for us. Thank you so much. I do want to go back to Rachel Scott because Rachel was inside the venue. She was reporting for us right here on World News Tonight. Then we got the reports of this incident. Rachel stayed with us for a while and then was escorted outside the venue. Forgive me one more time. My producer's talking in my ear. What was that? We do have a statement from the Trump campaign right now. Bear with me. I'm seeing this for the first time. We're told that President Trump thanks law enforcement and first responders for their quick action during this heinous act. He is fine and being checked out at a local medical facility. More details will follow. Again, that's from a Trump spokesperson. If we can go back to Rachel Scott. Rachel, I think you've been escorted outside. What are you seeing right now?
We're still in the process of actually making our way outside of this rally. At these rallies, there's so many people that oftentimes we don't get enough cell phone signal. And so now we have moved past one perimeter in one area. Now we are moving out to where we came in. We're passing by different areas where they were checking us in at this point. We're with a number of Trump supporters who are also trying to leave this area. Secret Service is trying to clear this scene so they can continue investigating exactly what happened during this rally. And so we are clearing out now. We're heading back to our vehicles among, I would probably say, at least 100 or so Trump supporters who are also making their way out. I will tell you just candidly, talking to Trump supporters as they were leaving, and people were waiting around asking what happened. People were checking on each other, asking if they were okay. You know, you did have people that dove to the floor, that shielded themselves, put their hands over their head, were trying to cover their loved ones when they heard those popping noises. And so people were visibly shaken up. So it's understandable that some of the people wanted to hang back a little bit just to gather themselves before they eventually moved out. So Secret Service now pushing all of these people back toward their vehicles right now to completely clear this area. And still just a very chaotic scene that is still playing out here just right where the former president's rally was.
All right, Rachel, thank you. Let's go back to John Karl again. again in Milwaukee ahead of the Republican National Convention. But John, you also have a statement from the Secret Service here with just a little bit more detail about what may have happened.
A little bit. This is a statement from the spokesperson for the Secret Service saying an incident occurred the evening of July 13th at a Trump rally in Pennsylvania. The Secret Service has implemented protective measures and the former president is safe. The former president is safe. This is now an active Secret Service investigation and further information will be released when it's available. So we have now the word from a Trump campaign spokesperson and from the Secret Service that Donald Trump is okay. But let me tell you, this is exactly the type of incident that has had the Secret Service worried for a long time. The threat environment, as we heard in an interview with the head of the Secret Service just a short while ago on This Week, the threat environment is as bad as it has been. Obviously we hear it in the divisive rhetoric in this country, the deep divisions, but the threats, the actual threats are as high as they have ever seen it. And at a time when the Secret Service is stretched thin. I mean, this has been an ongoing issue. There were investigations, congressional investigations that go back to the second half of the Obama administration, warning about the Secret Service and the challenges it is facing in terms of personnel, overtime, demands, the threat environment being as high as it is. So this is the kind of thing that frankly, security personnel, Secret Service has been worried about with every public event that happens in this campaign, not just the Trump rallies, the events involving family, and the events involving the current president of the United States, President Biden.
And John, and it's not just the Secret Service when it comes to these events. And you can see it as we're looking at some of this video play out. You have the Secret Service crowding around the former president, obviously like a human shield protecting him. But then you have law enforcement officers from different agencies. We see some in tactical gear that are always at these events ready to go, and how they're responding. And it just really highlights the chaos of the moment as these officers with long guns on the stage are looking around, pointing the guns out into the crowd, not knowing what's going on. And to your point, you've reported on this. I mean, going back to January 6th and beyond, this idea that the threat level is so heightened right now in this country with the division and polarization that we're seeing politically.
And we're still getting more information in. And we have heard now from the White House poll that President Biden has received an initial briefing on exactly what happened, or at least what they've learned about what happened there in Pennsylvania. But yes, you pointed out the Secret Service takes the lead in terms of protecting the president, protecting the president's family, in this case, the former president and the former president's family. But they have to coordinate with a whole range of law enforcement, and it's a very tricky. It's a very difficult environment. But those Secret Service agents, I've gotten to know them over my years in covering the White House, gotten to know them so well. They take very seriously their duty, and as you know, it's not a cliche. It is the ethic that drives their work. That they are there to take a bullet for the president. They are there to protect the president at all costs. They are there to do whatever they can. So when you see, now we don't know if there were shots fired, what it was, but their job is to get between the president and the danger. And that's what you saw take place on live television there in Pennsylvania.
John, thank you. Let's go to the White House and bring back Mary Alice Parks. You mentioned that President Biden has been briefed on the incident. Mary Alice, what more can you tell us?
Yeah, when I just got off the phone with a spokesperson for the National Security Council, of course, they are worried about this as a national security incident. We know that the president now has been briefed. He was leaving church, but is now back at his residence there in Delaware. We can say that, of course, he is tracking this with his senior advisors that are traveling with him. They are trying to learn what happened, too. They are, of course, in touch with their Secret Service agents, the Secret Service, and like John Carl was just saying, we now officially know that the president has been briefed and is tracking this closely. It was we haven't been able to get a formal statement beyond that at this point, but I expect we will pretty soon, not only from the White House, but likely from the Biden campaign.
Mary Alice, thanks. And just a reminder to our viewers here, if you are just joining us and you're seeing this video play out, all of this happening at a rally for former President Trump in Butler, Pennsylvania. This is the moment the chaos played out. Witnesses describe loud popping sounds, and this is that moment when the former president reaches for his ear. People in the crowd start to duck. The Secret Service pounces on the former president, shielding him with their bodies, essentially, in case anything ear. People in the crowd
just a little bit so we can see.
Soon, not only from the White House, but likely from the Biden campaign.
You know what I'm saying?
Mary Alice, thanks. And just a reminder to our viewers here, if you are just joining us and you're seeing this video play out, all of this happening at a rally for former President Trump in Butler, Pennsylvania. This is the moment the chaos played out. Witnesses describe loud popping sounds, and this is that moment when the former president reaches for his ear. People in the crowd start to duck. The Secret Service pounces on the former president, shielding him with their bodies, essentially, in case anything, projectile could hit the former president. At this point, they finally get him to his feet. They bring him off the stage. It's still unclear exactly what those popping sounds were. We don't have any confirmation specifically what happened. We're waiting on that. In the meantime, we did get these photographs of the former president holding his right ear and what appeared to be blood trickling down his face. Again, not clear. That's the photograph. Not clear if that's from the incident itself or afterwards as the Secret Service tried to rush him off the stage. We're still waiting to get more information, but still a dramatic moment as it played out at this rally in Pennsylvania. Let's go back to Rachel Scott. Rachel was there when it happened. She was live on World News moments before. And then, Rachel, I know that you've been escorted out.
So
everybody where you've been taken at this venue and what you can see now.
This is stage, man.
So right now, we're not far from where this rally took place. So stick with me here. I want to give you just sort of a lay of the land here. So right where those porta parties are, and you see the flag that's hanging there, that is where the rally occurred. You see these white tents. We talked a little about security. You asked me what the security precautions are. When Trump supporters come to these rallies, they are checked. They go through their bags. They go through metal detectors. They are screened by Secret Service. Right now, you have members of Trump that were in this Trump rally that are leaving right along here that are being escorted sort of out of this area so that they can tighten this area off. I can tell you, we were inside, we were live on the air with you, and Secret Service asked everyone to leave. So we had, as press, to leave everything that we could on the riser. We're now being pushed a little bit further out, but just stay with me here. We're just gonna keep walking. We had to leave our cameras inside, so our producer, Laylee Ipsa, is filming as we're walking and being escorted out of this rally. So just stick with us here. Just chaotic, intense moments that played out here, and just the sense of panic that we heard, screams from people that were hearing these popping sounds, and then ultimately got down for cover. Now this area is sort of being cleared out, but this was the way in which you had Trump supporters enter this rally before they were screened. I can tell you just hours ago, this was filled with long lines of people waiting to get in, people who are excited to see the former president. Right now you have people that are just confused, that are in a state of panic, that are wondering sort of what happened and what unfolded. I will also note it's an extremely hot day here in Pennsylvania. You had a number of people that felt like they were already being overheated, so much so that the seats toward the front of the rally were actually prioritized for those who felt like they needed to take a seat, or those who were elderly, or those who felt like the conditions were just getting too much for them. As we were on the air, you saw the scene as I took you through it. You saw those chairs being toppled over. That was a sign of just how much panic there was in the moment, with people just trying to get to the ground. But for now,
swarm the former president. They rush and shield him, essentially using their bodies as shields to get the former president down. Also, then if I'm standing on the riser, it was to over my right shoulder. What we saw was then Secret Service agents and law enforcement officials swarm another area that was on the riser. And there we saw, I'm not sure if it was one person, I'm not sure if it was multiple persons, but what we saw was Secret Service and law enforcement agents swarm that area in particular and then escort someone out of that area. So we have no idea necessarily what exactly.
Yeah, can you complete it? You tell them, man, that's just. I don't know, man. Never want to play like that. I'm sorry. Y'all hear that in the background?
charges that Jeffrey Epstein was running a sex trafficking ring in the early 2000s that included underage girls as young as 14 years old.
Donald Trump in 2002 said of Epstein, he's a lot of fun to be with. It's even said that he likes beautiful women as much as I do, and many of them are on.
Twitter is so crazy.
The younger side.
He routinely spoke fawningly of Jeffrey. He admired Epstein's lifestyle.
Your daughter, she's beautiful. Can I say this? A piece of it.
She's actually always been very voluptuous.
What does Tiffany have of Marlon's?
She's got Marlon's legs. We don't know whether or not she's got this blood yet.
You were playing tennis and you came off.
Wait, hold on. Let's get back. Peace, what's going on now? So,
and everything else. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant and therefore I'm inspecting it. They stated there was no question.
Donald Trump is heard making questionable comments about a young girl.
You're going up the escalator? I'm going to be dating her in 10 years.
A lawsuit against the presumptive GOP nominee alleges he raped a girl when she was 13 years old.
We so many rabbit holes with Trump, man.
About this before, about.
Let's see if son. Oh my God, they're still out there.
And then the worst president in the history of our country took over. And look what happened to our country. Probably 20 million people. And you know, that's a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old. And if you want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
It's just, that's crazy. That is crazy.
Need some ball shit. I got some shooters like Opti. Moving that way, this ain't CrossFit. You cannot fuck with the god. This pussy boy must be agnostic. I turn this bitch to a mosh pit. Speak on my name and we pop shit. Whipping that word like a botch. Brody gon' slide with a chopstick. Buy me a perky, a Roxy. Rockin' all blood like I'm Gothic. Look at the way that I'm flossing. Fletchy ain't taking no losses. Swerving all over the freeway. Only way I know the G-way. Told him that he like I'm D-way. I turn this bitch into D-Day. Bitch, you ain't getting no leeway. Ball on these bitches like EA. Might catch your body, I'm DK. Ayy, scooping your bitch up. She started to click up. Now she got hiccups. Ayy, flooded my wrist up. I got my drip up. Bet I won't slip up. Ayy, ballin' like NBA. You hoes at the park playing pickup. At the club, taking shot after shot after. I spin the block till I'm nauseous.
He was spitting though. I can't like wait, he was spitting. Yeah, see, that's just I don't know, yo. What y'all think, man?
Hold on,
Master.
Really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
Keeping up on the show. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the show, man. I don't know when they close. Appreciate the pull up. So drop your channel to chat if you're still in here, man.
Holden, if you want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
Not a gun. But almost you hear that. Yeah, if that was a gun, we would have saw a big splash. That first one. That was right on the ear, sound like. It was close. Crazy, but the white dude was just spitting. We're gonna try and call Jamie one more time, okay? That was the one guy who I was Let's see what he's talking about. Oh, he might be on the phone. I think probably doesn't want to. Okay, hold on. Go to history. Let's see if he's still even on one. Oh no, he stopped streaming. So okay. Let's see what right side.
It says, and this line has just been going through my mind ever since I heard this too. They're not coming after me; they're coming after you.
Oh,
I'm just standing in their way. And I think we need, in a sense, we in the MAGA movement, we in the America First movement, we in the RSBN family, have to look at this as an attack on us. We know it's an attack on us. And that needs to just make us all the more resolved and bold and vocal and united and determined to save this country.
Exactly. And you want to talk a little bit about the good versus evil aspect again. I mean, this is what it is. I mean, we see on the surface, right? The iceberg up here, we see, okay, some bad thing and good things, but what's going on down here is the question.
I've never heard more of our fellow citizens throughout this whole election year that we are in right now say to me, I've come to a simple conclusion. This is not just about Republicans versus Democrats, left versus right. It's about good versus evil. And people who, even I've heard many commentators who are not particularly into, spiritual commentary, but who have been talking about spiritual things because they see the only explanation for how the radical left behaves, especially when you look at what they do to children, the indoctrination of children, the unbridled killing of children in the womb, and just the lies, the way they love to lie and they love to hate. That's what it is. It's evil. There's no other need. There's no need for any more complicated explanation than that they are evil. When people do things and the only way you can make sense of it, and again, President Trump speaks about this frequently, when the only way you can make sense of it is that these people must hate America, well, then that's the conclusion you should come to, that they do hate America. And it's just born of an evil because it hates life, it hates freedom. America stands for all these things. It hates truth and it hates justice. And therefore it hates those of us that stand up for these things, starting with Donald J. Trump.
Hi friends, it's Brianna, your favorite herbalist here. I have made so many videos teaching you about herbalism and tincture making and teas and all the herbal concoctions galore. For the last few months, I've been working on something very special because I don't know about you, but I think it's time I become your official teacher.
I need to get paid for that.
I do find it interesting that he was literally turning off to the right. He reaches up to his ear. That's where, we saw blood later. And then you saw people standing behind him instinctively start looking to the right. And of course, the thing you see today that you wouldn't have seen, say, way back, is everybody grabs their phones and they're going to be looking out there. And that's another thing that investigators, Secret Service are going to be trying to do, is to look at everybody's phone. Everybody was basically doing live action motion video and audio, that was out there. You see that immediately. Certainly, you see it before the shot or the shots, and then you see after the shots. I mean, literally, people are popping up with their phones up, and I can tell you that that's something that they're used to now. Years back, if somebody popped up holding something like that in their hand, you might see an overreaction by law enforcement because they would say, "It's like, what is that?" They might mistake it for a weapon. But in this case, there's going to be a lot of people out there that have video of what occurred. And on that video, they may have some vital clues, if you will, some vital information that'll help investigators put together where the shot came from and basically what the whole situation rolled out to look like. But the fact that he was looking off to the right and then his ear was hit could have been indicative of somebody trying to take, this is purely postulation, we don't know, all right? Could have been somebody trying to do what would we call a headshot, all right? And he could have moved his head they winged his ear, which is where you see the blood coming from. Secret Service reacted immediately, got him down. He's out of the line of sight of the shooter, and they're trying to figure out where the shots are coming from. But I was looking in the background to see where people instinctively looking to. Where do they think the shots came from? And they're going to be much better than anything we would hear, certainly from microphones, audio feed that would come in via who's ever there, whatever media is there. We're not going to pick that up quite so clearly. But people were
the conservatives
appears to be fine after a despicable attack at a peaceful rally. Violence has no place in our politics. We appreciate the swift work of the Secret Service and other.
Yeah, so there's video of the guy being dragged out who was shot. So there's video. I can't show you guys the video. George, welcome to the show. Unbelievable moment. I have a video of the shooter being dragged.
Hey, what I tell you about my God, bro? What I tell you, Lou?
Hey, man.
They tried it. They failed in Jesus' name, bro.
Then we heard him on the microphone, Shannon, saying, "Let me grab
Hold
my
on.
shoes."
Is
and
that
they tried to
the-
take them off. So
is that the
we're
shooter?
just trying to figure out what
Yeah, he was being dragged out.
happened.
So he was shot and dragged out. Allegedly, I'm not sure if that was. I don't know what to say.
If this doesn't confirm to I was crying, bro, when you called me, like in prayer, not like crying, like losing crying, but I was in prayer, bro.
That's not funny. I was in prayer, bro. He was praying. That's crazy. A lot of people talking about this. The Pennsylvania news. Let's go to them real quick. They live on the scene.
That their protectees are safe, and that this does not spur any kind of retaliatory action by Trump supporters or individuals inspired by these activities to try to engage in malicious activity of their own. So this is operational posture to try to mitigate
What's going on?
while
Yeah,
this
it's
active investigation
getting
is underway.
freaky out here.
And Sam, as you said, this is a
They got the
catastrophic
dude, though.
failure. We're getting new
I'm about to try and
reporting
look and see if I can find it.
into the newsroom now that says 2 law enforcement sources say there is no longer a threat. The suspect is either dead or in custody. That is unclear. Secret Service agents did engage the individual. So now we know the Secret Service did engage the individual involved. That person is no longer a threat. We don't know if that person acted alone. We don't know what the overall scope of this was. We don't know if multiple people were hit or the extent of former President Trump's injuries. All of this is still unclear. And this is happening as thoughts and prayers are pouring in from all across the aisle as well as the world. Benjamin Netanyahu has tweeted on X. He posted on X.
Man, you think this is gonna help with the simple people? That's just sort of is this gonna help with this
safety and
look
speedy
up
recovery.
these people kind of
We also have
press.
new reporting here coming in from Ed O'Keefe. Ed, are you with me?
You think it was something like that, Carl?
We
Go
can,
ahead, Ed.
Convey that.
Tell me more, Ryan.
And
You
as we've
think
been
I look
talking
like-
about this, it's important to point out that while this has happened in Pennsylvania, we wonder where was President Biden? We're told now he was in church. He normally goes to mass on Saturday evenings, especially when he's in Delaware. He's at his Rehoboth Beach, Delaware home. Came out of mass shortly after the incident occurred and has been briefed by his Homeland Security advisors, by the Homeland Security Security Secretary himself in a briefing that included his chief of staff and other senior advisors. Let's point out again that the Secret Service has said in a statement that the incident occurred tonight in Pennsylvania. They've implemented protective measures and the former president is safe. But they say it's an active Secret Service investigation.
It says this is the most staged shit I've ever seen. An active shooter and Secret Service just allowed him to stand back up for a fuck.
Secret Service, other federal, state, and local personnel here in Milwaukee, which is set to begin hosting the Republican convention with a series of events tomorrow ahead of the formal nomination of Trump on Monday. We've gotten no word from convention organizers yet, which is understandable as they're still trying to sort out exactly what's going on. But there is a carefully choreographed schedule that is set to begin on Monday. The ATF is also helping the Secret Service with this situation. They're deployed here in Wisconsin along with other federal agencies, and we'll see if that makes any big changes to the security posture here. One thing we're waiting to hear about, Adriana, in addition to the
Okay, what's that?
the statements that are coming from Democrats and Republicans about the concerns about violence and what effect it might have on the convention that is set to begin here Monday in Milwaukee. Adriana?
Set to begin on Monday, but we don't know if that now is going to change. There's so much that is happening.
That is a great headline.
Begin as planned
That
on
is a
Monday.
great
What
headline,
will the
Cole.
changes to security
Wow.
at that convention, at the Democratic National Convention in
Wow.
August? How is this changing the
That is a
campaign,
great
changing
statement.
security?
If
This at
that
a
isn't
time
American, I don't know
where
what is.
emotions are running high on both sides in both of these campaigns. There has been plenty of scrutiny on former President Trump as well as President Biden, and yet they are still out front, trying to be as close as they can to the public, to rally support, to rally voters and make their cases to the American people. But this is a historic moment. We are told, as you heard Ed said, that the president is being briefed. We know that he is speaking to the director of the Secret Service, Kim Cheadle. We're also told that he's speaking to the Secretary of Homeland Security, Alejandro Mayorkas, to get a sense of what is happening, of the scope of the condition of former President Trump. We are told that former President Trump is safe, but we don't know exactly where he is or what his condition is. We're told that he has been seen by a medical professional, and his team issued a statement themselves explaining that the president thanks law enforcement and first responders for their quick action during this heinous act, and he is fine. It says that more details will follow. And this is where we are, trying to gather as many details as we can. Our Bob Costa has gone to so many of these events. He's covered these rallies. He understands really just the feeling in the air, Bob, of when you're there and there's so many people. And, you know, President Trump supporters, you know, are known for how passionate they are. What does it feel like when you're actually there? What is that atmosphere?
There are people who follow former President Trump's rallies across the country, almost like some people follow musicians. It has often reminded me, as a Grateful Dead fan, of how people would have the fervent following for the Dead. A lot of people have the fervent following for former President Trump. They'll go from city to city, arena to arena, because there's a sense of jubilation among his political supporters that the rally has a convening power for those who are like-minded to come together and support former President Trump. I've seen him everywhere, from the South Bronx to California to Texas to Florida. He goes everywhere, arenas, outside. He's unlike most politicians. He focuses on rallies as the place where he can really bring his people together. So, and there have been incidents in the past of some unruliness at his rallies, protesters, disruptions, but nothing like this. And even though it's always Secret Service protected, this is something at an entirely different level. Someone discharging a firearm, it appears to be, at the former president and perhaps at others there.
I'm being told that we have new material coming in, Bob. I'm going to play that to see what it shows. Do we have that material?
Yeah. Not tell you what's going on. Your president. Neutral. There's no people running and there was no gunshot residue. That's how you know this shit was fake. He shall rise in 3 days from a pellet. That's not funny. I'm not trying to. Yeah, no, just hey, James, Thunder, how you doing? He was just talking. Somebody shot at him. Uh-oh. Look at that. But everybody's talking about it. Trying to get to how many go stream? He got 50K watching him. Damn. We gotta step our game up, y'all. Thank y'all for being here. I appreciate them. You know what I'm saying? I got real riders with me. I'm turn back to RSVP real quick. Oh man. And do you think this will unite everybody to vote for Trump? Yeah, it seems like he was lucky. Oh, no, now they say they gonna win Pennsylvania. Let's see. You can hear on Twitter. It says, this replay item. See what this is. Hold on a second there, pub. Switch it out real quick. No, let's hit it again. It says this is a then when they are moving him off stage, I hear a second. I hear Shooter down just before the move. Right, let's start it up. I keep still. Why is that one playing? What the hell? I can't hear it. That's why I hate X. Okay, this sounds like this. Why would they let him do that right after being shot? That is crazy, that part right there. But they are gonna say Shooter down. You cannot. Thank you, MD, for the pull up, man. That was a great show yesterday. Drop your chin in the chat when you here, bro. So see, they start protecting him. They start protecting him. Then he puts his arm out like that's another one. Fuck it. Fuck, he's saying fuck it. It's crazy. I hope this wasn't staged though. It would be great, but it would literally just show that our political system is done. Okay. Switch back to RGN is talking about. Yeah, that's true. That's just, I don't want to get hit, but this is crazy. Hold on. This is Ronald Reagan's president. I'm trying to cap out. Look, do that good. Do that good, bro. I'm saying. Oh wow. Yes, it might be time. It's too polarized. Absolutely, bro. Let me look and see what. They already started. Just like you said. We don't even know if it was a gun, though. Yes, it was. Oh my. So I'm on those somehow like Trump for Trump being shot. Beat this shit up. What's what you doing, bro? Twitter is more crazy. Wait, what? I don't know about this. Video before they just showed Steve Trump rally. No, that was something too. That is too. You can't shut up. Like a white boy, calm down, man. Oh, I messed up. I messed up. Yeah, the deep state. I'm about those two back. All right, yo. I'm gonna try and dig a little bit deeper into the story. We're gonna be definitely coming back a little bit later. I got a couple people up in here. You guys have a great evening. I'll see you on a little bit. All right.